Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Connecting Women in Insurance with me, your host Julie. If you will, please like and subscribe on your favorite podcast platform so you don't miss any future episodes. Welcome everyone. I'd like to introduce you to Renee Coffman. She is the agency director at Vyrd Insurance. Hey Renee, how are you?
Hey Julie, thanks so much for having me.
Of course. So tell me a little bit about what you do day to day, personally and professionally.
Yeah, so I live in North Tampa, Florida. I'm married to my husband Greg. I've been married for 9 years. Um,
Congratulations.
Thank you. We have two little ones,
Aw,
a 6 and a 7-year-old. And day to day looks chaotic with those two ages, but it's fun. They're in good ages right now, and
oh
we're just
yeah,
we're having fun. We're soaking up all the memories together.
yes.
So, professionally, I work for Vyrd Insurance Company. They are a Florida-based homeowners insurance company.
Okay.
So they're out of St. Pete, Florida. So I am the main contact for agency partners at Vyrd Insurance. So I just make sure that they know exactly what kind of risks we're looking for. But more importantly, I just listen to their feedback and I communicate between them and the insurance carrier to make their job a little easier.
Nice. So is that something you travel a lot with, or is it mostly remote or go to local offices?
Yeah, so it's about, I would say, 20% travel.
Okay.
I do a lot of Zoom Teams meetings because I do handle all of Florida, all of the agency. I am their contact for all of Florida. And
Nice.
so I do a lot of, the virtual meetings, but I do like to go see people face to face. I think there's just nothing that compares to a face to face meeting. So I really try to travel as much as I can.
That's awesome. I mean, I just know that with little ones, travel can be a lot, but the fact that you have the option to do the Zoom and all that, that's awesome. I love that.
Yes. Yeah.
So tell me, did you always think, "Ooh, I want to be in insurance," or did you fall into it like most of us?
I'm curious if anybody says, yes, this is exactly what I
Actually, there
studied.
are some. Like there are people that I've talked to that have gone to college for insurance, and most of the time it's because family was in it.
Yeah.
But yeah. So did
Yeah.
you just fall into it?
Yeah. Yeah. So, it's funny. When I'm because I'm in sales, obviously, but I like to ask. This is like my icebreaker question to a lot of the people I meet with. Like if the conversation goes stale, I'm like, how did you get into insurance? And so I really love to hear other people's reasoning to get into insurance. But yeah, no, I just fell into it. I was going to school at USF. I was serving tables and bartending at a local restaurant, and graduating with a degree in marketing.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone that I spoke with was like, you can't just get a job out of college. You kind of have to like figure out like you have to volunteer somewhere, intern somewhere, and so I ended up taking two internships. I was interning at ESPN broadcast radio station in
Nice.
Tampa, and then I was also a nonprofit. I worked for March of Dimes.
Okay.
And yeah, it was a lot of fun. I found that I loved the nonprofit side more than I liked the broadcast radio side or like
Mm-hmm.
the sports. Love sports, but it wasn't where my heart was.
Right.
And so I kind of took a more liking to nonprofit, and so I started to really focus a lot of my time there. And right out of college, I ended up graduating with a degree in marketing. And right out of college, I was offered a position as a community director for March of
Nice.
Dimes.
Oh, fun. What a
Yeah.
great organization.
Oh, it was amazing, and I loved every minute of it, and I was so excited about it. Being straight out of college, it wasn't the best pay, but I was like, they say, what do they say? If you love what you're doing, you never work a day in your life. And so I
Right.
felt like I was truly helping babies, and I was seeing them in the NICU, and I was, helping the community raise money, and I was going to, Publix's and Kmart's at the time, and I loved helping people at the end of the day. It was like just
Right.
one of those things that I was doing. But So I was doing that for a little bit, and my husband was actually, or my boyfriend at the time, but husband now, is caddying at Old Memorial Golf Course in Tampa.
Mm-hmm.
And he ended up meeting the owner of ADS, which is the company that I worked for prior to coming to Vyrd.
Okay.
I was there for 12 years, but he was caddying for Casey Weldon, which is the owner. And, Casey was asking him, like, do you know anybody that wants to work for a water mitigation company and write invoices and Exactimate? And, my husband being like I know Renee's happy over at March at Dimes, but the pay, like I was still bartending and serving on the weekends to make up income because
Yeah.
just how I was. But so he's like, why don't you just talk to him? He's like, just go and have a conversation with them. You never know what's going to happen of it.
Right.
Come from it. And so I, ended up meeting Casey, and I really liked him. And then the pay was just crazy. Like the difference in pay from, first job at nonprofit to what I was doing essentially, or what I would be doing at ADS, I was like, I don't have to bartend on the weekends. And it wasn't it wasn't crazy. It was still a first job thing, but I was like, let's just give it a try.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how I started working at ADS. So when I first started at ADS, I was just doing invoicing and Exactimate. I was the claims coordinator, and I was behind a desk writing invoices every single day. And I found out quickly that I didn't love writing invoices and doing the same thing every single day. And I miss the people. Like with the March of Dimes, I was really working with a community, and I was going to visit people, and I was building relationships. And fun fact, I actually love small talk. I just think it builds into something bigger. So I missed that. I missed people and, serving tables and bartending. Like I just missed people. Mm-hmm. And so at the time, the woman who was as a VP role, she was also doing a lot of the sales for ADS. She's like, I think Renee would be great at, also helping me with marketing and sales. And so she started to bring me into insurance companies, and I loved it. It was like one of those things, the light bulb went off. I'm like, I love this. I love seeing people. I love meeting people. I love having those awkward conversations and like getting to know people more. I loved it. It was so fun. And so that's kind of where I stayed for for 12 years. I got my 620 license because I was, marketing and selling to adjusters. So I wanted to get to know them and what they do on a day-to-day basis more. And I ended up, wanting to even know further about what they do on a day-to-day basis. So I reached out to Joe Ferris over at TSI, and I started working there part-time on like the weekends and nights, really trying to dive into like the claims handling of things. Mm-hmm. And I thought that was very interesting.
It is. It's a lot. I mean, it's a lot. People think, oh, it's just take a few pictures and write something up. No, there's a lot more to it. But go ahead. Yeah. I'm sorry. But yeah. And Jo is great.
She's so good. Yeah, she's so great. I love her. So I started to do that a little bit, but it made me to understand like what they were going through on a day-to-day basis and be able to kind of talk to them more and sell to them more. And so I did that for 12 years, and I met some of the most amazing people on the claims side, inside these insurance companies. And then, worked alongside some of the most amazing people at ADS that have, really taught me a lot about what I know today. Mm-hmm. And that's how I met the CEO of Vyrd Insurance, was just through marketing and sales. And he offered me a position at Vyrd, and that's where...
There you are.
There I
am. That's one of the reasons I wanted to do this podcast, was because not only to highlight women and their journeys, because I think it's important for women to understand that the insurance industry is a career for you. If you've been a stay-at-home mom for years like I was, or if you didn't necessarily finish your degree or whatever, there is a spot somewhere for you, and you can make a career out of it, not just a job. And there's always somebody willing to help you. Just like the VP took you under her wing and took you places and showed you and helped you. Like there are so many people willing to help you that you almost can't fail unless you just purposefully do it. You know,
So
now
true.
that not everybody's nice in any industry, but as a whole, for the most part, everyone is, and they're always willing to help. And that's why I love the insurance industry. And it doesn't matter what niche you're in, they will still help you. You know, just like you weren't in the adjuster niche, but Joe allowed you to come and see it from a different perspective so that you could learn and improve what you do on the day to day. So, I mean, I think that's extraordinary. And I love the fact that you took that time and that initiative to do that, because I think adjusters sometimes maybe get a bad rap or rep, whatever you say. But people don't really understand until they've walked in their shoes what they actually go through on the day to day. So I love that you took that initiative, and I think it's great, and I love people too. Like I love being in person. There's nothing like it. Okay, so it sounds like you have had a fantastic career so far. Like you've had great mentorship and whatever. So who was or is the biggest influence in your life, personally and professionally, and why?
I would have to give a big shout out to my husband. He has been there kind of through all of my, big moments in my career, has been helping me through every decision. He's a very strategic thinker, so he has like a different way of thinking, and like anytime there's ever been conflict or issues in my, in my career, he has always been there to kind of like help me see it through a different light. And so he's helped me a lot. My parents obviously have been there for me. They are a huge part of my life still today. My mom has always taught me to be very genuine, and morals and values are most important.
Mm-hmm.
And specifically, I can remember in high school, I'm aging myself, but in 2024, I remember my dad, he was owning his own, his own business as a cabinet shop owner. And he had another gentleman that was a partner of his, and they just didn't see eye to eye. So in 2004, he decided to just sell the company to him, uproot his entire career, and start all over in real estate. And if you can imagine 2004 starting all over in real estate with the market crashing in 2020, 206 or 2006, like he just took a huge leap and completely restarted over. And so he's taught me that no matter what in life, you can, if you put your mind to it and you want it that bad, you can have it. And now he gets like best realtor awards a couple times a year. So he's killing it in real estate. And so it's really taught me to persevere and just, go after what I want. So yeah, I would have to give a huge shout out to my parents as well. Another one specifically in insurance, I can give a shout out to as well as Jessica Wilson. She is killing it. When I first met her 13 years ago, she was working for an insurance company as like the vendor manager or VP of claims, and she was running the whole show over at Bankers and then HCI, and she's just been one of those people who like in chaos almost seems calm and can talk to anybody. Like even though I was just starting off my career as 22 years old, walking into her office trying to, be on their vendor list, she talked to me like I was human, and she was just very relatable and didn't feel like she was talking to like, I didn't feel like I was less than, I guess, if you can say, even though I was just starting off in my career. And so that resonated with me and kind of helped shape me to speak to everybody, no matter who it is, the CEO or anybody, somebody just starting off in their career, talk to everybody the same, just be genuine in who you are. And now she owns two Brightway agencies, and she's killing it. She's got her own farm like you, which I think you guys should totally connect, because she's got like goats and cows and chickens, and goats being born on the daily, and she just is a mom of three. And I mean, it amazes me personally what she does, and then professionally how she acts. It's just, she's amazing. So I'd have
She
to give a
sounds
huge shout out to her.
wonderful. You have
Yeah.
a really great support group, both personally and professionally. That's awesome.
Yes, I do.
That's
Thank you.
awesome. So, what advice would you give to women listening who want to advance in their career, no matter what industry they're in?
My advice would be to be genuine, be kind, just be yourself. And again, like, I think people can read in genuineness. Is that a word, ingenuineness? I think people can read when you're being ingenuine. And so just be yourself, no matter who you're talking to. I think that there's been conversation, and I've met so many amazing people in insurance. Like, some of the best people I've ever met in the entire world has been in insurance. But you can tell when you leave a conversation and they're like, "Ooh, was that just to talk to the person who was next to me, or were they being nice to talk to me?" Like, so you can read in genuineness. And so I just feel like this, not to sound so like cliche, but this world needs more kind, genuine, good moral people. And so just be a good person, and people will remember how you made them feel, and it will resonate with them for the, like Jessica, it's resonated with me and 15 years later. And so
I love that.
would be my advice.
Yeah, because it does resonate how people make you feel. Like, I mean, I get that. I've been there, had good bosses, bad bosses, learned from both.
Yeah.
But when someone above you doesn't look down on you and they help you, that sticks with you,
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so we're going to do some fun questions, and you just
Okay.
answer off the fly. There's no wrong
Okay.
or right, okay? All right. What is your favorite hobby or pastime?
I love working out. I get up every morning at 4:30 and I go work out. So it helps me reset. I also love to travel, be with my kids, anything with my kids I love to do. Beach is always one of my,
Well, you live in the perfect place for that.
yeah.
That's awesome. Okay.
Yeah.
What is your biggest pet peeve?
Ooh, that's a good one. Laziness is actually one of my biggest pet peeves. I hate when people are lazy. But I guess this actually came up the other day when I was with my children. But I think not like thanking somebody for doing something for you is a pet peeve of mine now, because so the other day my kids and I were walking into a store, and we opened a door for somebody and they just walked right in and didn't say anything. And so my daughter's like, "Why didn't they say thank you?" So I'm like, I don't know, like, and I'm trying to teach them like how to be kind and to say thank you, and use your manners and be good people. And when people do that, I'm like, I didn't even know what to say to her. I was like, I don't know, maybe they didn't realize we opened the door, so it was just so awkward. So I would say, like, I guess just be kind.
Well, yes, gratitude is a lost art in some ways. I mean, people just
Agreed.
don't, they expect and they don't respect,
Yes.
So,
Well,
but I'm like you. I choose to go ahead and be nice anyway. If you don't say thank you, then that's okay. That says more about you than it does about me.
right.
So, okay. If you could master any language instantly, what would it be and why?
Spanish. I wish I knew Spanish. I think it's spoken so much, especially in America, that if you know Spanish, I think it's English
It's
and
helpful.
Spanish, I feel like is the most common. Yeah.
Yes. And a lot of times it's job security.
Yeah, exactly.
when
For
you can
sure.
speak multiple languages. Okay.
Agreed.
Um. Oh, what's an item on your bucket list?
I really want to go to travel. I've never been to Europe. I would really love to travel to Europe. My dad was born in Germany, and I really want to go see like Germany and where he was born and where he lived for like the first 8 years of his life. So I would say to go visit Germany.
Yeah. I believe it's Joelle Ward. She was on, and I believe her family's from Germany, and she goes
Oh,
over
cool.
there quite often, and she loves it. She talks. You can see it in her eyes how much
Yeah,
she enjoys it, and she says it's beautiful. I think it
yeah.
would be a cool place to go.
Yeah, my grandparents talk about it often. I remember my grandma saying that she remembered when the Berlin Wall was built and
Mm-hmm.
like half of her friends were on the other side. And to me, that's just, it's very interesting. I'd like to go see like
Mm-hmm.
the history of Germany kind of intrigues me.
Yeah. Did she or your grandfather ever teach you any authentic German meals growing up? Teach you how to cook them?
So sauerkraut, I know that sounds cliche, but sauerkraut was one of my favorites that she used to
Mm-hmm.
cook, and red cabbage was really good. So
Uh,
I don't think I have the recipe of it, but I do love some good sauerkraut and red cabbage.
yeah, it's different than the jar stuff.
Oh yeah, for sure. If they make it, it is, yes.
Yes. Okay, so um, in your career, was there ever a time that you made a decision or a mistake and you thought, "Oh, I'm in so much trouble," or "Wow, I really messed up," but you learned a valuable lesson that helped you or someone else later down the road?
Yeah, one I can think of is I was going to Louisiana for work at my prior company, and I showed up to the airport late, and I ended up missing a flight, and I felt terrible. I was like, "This is it." I was actually meeting the vice president over there.
Oh no.
Yes, he was teaching the class, but I was there to help. I had all the supplies that we were going to give away packets,
Oh
and
no.
we had like a pop up banner that I had with me, and
Oh no.
I'm at the airport. I ended up getting a ticket on the way. This is how much I was rushing. I just didn't. I didn't. I didn't think about traffic, and if you know me personally, I'm never late to anything. Like I hate being late. Like if you're on time, you're late. That's kind of how I feel.
Hmm.
So I'm sitting there in the airport and I'm actually crying, like a grown woman crying in the airport. And the poor lady at the front desk was like, "I hate to tell you this," because I was still trying to check in. I went to the counter and I was like, "Listen, I'm here for a flight. Here's my baggage." And she's like, "They're boarding right now. You missed this flight." And I'm like, "I can run real fast." And she's like, "You missed this flight." So I'm sobbing and I don't know what to do. And I call PT Willis, the vice president of ADS, and he's like, calm down. You're fine. It's okay. This is the only time you've ever done anything like this." So I learned that obviously there's 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock traffic. And so make sure you account for that if you're headed to a 9 o'clock flight. But also, I mean, overall, I've never, that's my character. I've never been late. I've never missed anything. Like if I say I'm going to be there, I'm going to be there.
Hmm.
And genuinely didn't mean to do that. But I mean, if you prove to people that you are, you prove them to them that you're, always going to be on time, always going to be there. And if something like that happens, it's okay. You're human. You make mistakes.
Hmm.
And people will forgive. And it just kind of taught me to slow down, to better prepare, and to just be a little bit more forgiving to myself and give myself grace that I didn't mean to miss that flight, and like it is going to happen. Of course, I was thinking like, okay, where's the signs? Why did this happen? I'm looking for all the silver lining in it. I never found any, but
That's funny, but it is true. Like we are human. We are going to make mistakes, and for people who are very punctual and they don't and they strive really hard, that is probably one of the hardest lessons to learn, that it's okay to, it's okay. Like, it's not the end of the world, and breathe. Just breathe.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not an easy lesson to learn. I mean, my stomach sank when you told me that you missed the flight. Like, I almost threw up a little bit. But
The cop didn't care that I was crying either.
no. Oh, I got a ticket on the way to a thing. First time they let me out of the office. Like, I was so excited. And I was going down to Fort Myers. And, man, I am nailing it, right? And this cop pulls me over. He's like, "Do you know how fast you were going?" I'm like, "Well, apparently over the speed limit." I'm pretty sure he knocked it down a few miles an hour so I wouldn't go to jail. Mm-hmm. But anyway, he was very nice about it, but I still got a ticket. That's all. It just made my stomach sink when I did that. Okay, so I know you just started here. You've been there, about 6 months or so. And you're still young and have more years and more career to develop and build. But where do you see the next leg of your journey, or this leg of your journey, taking you?
I'm really excited about Vyrd. I went from, kind of learning all of the claim side at my prior career, and then now I'm learning more of like the underwriting and policy side of Vyrd. And so it's been a very big learning curve. Like, it is so different being on this side, but I just see myself really soaking all of, the agency side in, learning more about underwriting, learning more about like the ins and outs of an actual insurance company, because before I was kind of just working, claims through another company. And so
right.
Like, I would say just, learning more about the insurance company and just kind of growing within Vyrd. I see myself being there for a long time. Like, I really love everybody I work with. There's some amazing mentors in Vyrd insurance. And so I see myself working with them and growing with them.
That's awesome. That's awesome when you're with a company that's really good like that.
Yes.
And I haven't met very many people that have complained about whatever niche of insurance they're in about their company. Most of them have very positive things to say. And again, it's a shout out to the industry itself. The people are amazing. So I love that. So before we go, do you have any last piece of advice you'd like to give, or if there was a takeaway you would want people to walk away with, what would that be?
Yeah, I guess there's so many different avenues of insurance. Like, I've learned that if you find yourself in insurance, you're stuck. Like, it is what it is. But there's so many different avenues you can go down. I mean, you can do the investigative side, like subrogation, or you can do claims if you like, if you love that side of it, or you can do agency side of it, like I'm in. But my biggest, what I would say to them is just try to meet some good people and build your network. And so, like, if you're ever struggling with anything, reach out to them. Like, there's so many good people out there. And to be honest with you, when people reach out to me and ask me stuff, like, I love it. And I know that if you are struggling with anything, that they would love to be reached out to as well. So just use your network. And if you're struggling with if you feel like you're stuck anywhere in insurance, just reach out to the people that you've built relationships with, and they'd be able to help.
I love that, because that's very true. And they can show you, they can give you a different perspective on what you're going through. And
for sure.
Like I said, I haven't met really anyone who wouldn't be willing to help me. And I love this insurance industry so much. So, Renee, it has been a pleasure having you on. Thank you so much for doing this with me.
Thank you for having me. It's been fun.
Absolutely. We'll see you guys next time. Bye.